Okay, so I went outside to touch some grass for about 1 hour, 2 tops. You know what I mean? It was just a quick, you know what I mean? Just let me get outside real quick, do some quick. But I go outside and I come back. I log on to X, seeing all this trending 3.7. I'm like, nah, they just big. So I go, I see Claude 3.7 Sonnet just dropped. I ain't touched it yet. I ain't ran in the cure. I ain't even opened my Claude today yet. Like, I ain't even really got into my vibe and coding yet, because last night I was 3D modeling a bunch, and I spent way too many hours 3D modeling a case. And so we working on that. Support's not going well. We gotta redesign some of this. But anyways, so I was working on 3D modeling real late last night, and so I was getting a slow start off today and coming outside, get some things going. And so, all right, this Claude Code crazy. So I'm finna jump in. I just pulled up okay, here it goes. So Claude Code, boom, boom, boom. Agentic coding tool made by Anthropic. I'm hyped. Okay, lives in your terminal, understands your code base, and helps you code faster through natural language commands. That's all I need to hear right there. By integrating directly with your development environment, Claude Code streamlines your workflow without requiring additional servers or complex setup. Okay, so editing files, fixing bugs, answering questions, executing, fixing tests, linting, other commands, searching through Git history, resolving. Oh, that's beautiful. Creating commit. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Okay, all right. Let me see. I'm hype, boy. Okay, got the Mac, got the Node.js, got the Git flow. Yep. PR, boom. Git ripgut. I think we got that. Yep. Okay, so I just ran that command. I just navigated to my project directory. So this is a project I've been working on for a little bit. What I wanted to do was have a clean way to integrate with Firecrawl, the web scraping utility that has been the best web scraping utility that I found personally yet. So what I wanted to do was build a macOS native application that could hold just facilitate the API basically. So all the available API options. Right now they have scrape, they have crawl, they have map, they have extract, but I just started off with scrape because there's so many options just with the scrape API. So I wanted to ensure that I really got that down first for the V1, and then once the V1 is kind of locked in, then I'll move on from there and then add on the other features of the API. But that will give me room to at least grow instead of trying to cram everything into V1, trying to get every aspect of the API and all the available APIs. I would rather just lock in the core components, make sure that is done really well, and go from there. So I've got pretty much the basic integration. I would say I've got maybe 60 to 70% of the project done. It's just kind of getting to that last 80 to 90%, because once I hit 90%, it's done. Because what I realized is that 90 to 100%, that'd be longer than the 0 to 90. Like, it takes infinitely more to move the needle once you're in the 90 to 100 threshold versus getting from 0 to 90. That's almost like night and day in comparison in terms of just difficulty. So what I like and how I like to structure it is I kind of just like to break out into different modules. That way, when I finish one module, everything is interconnected, and that way it's not as kind of just like taking bites when you eat. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to devour a whole elephant at once. And some of these coding projects, in essence, can turn into a giant elephant to where you're having to hold in your RAM, in essence, like your short-term memory, all of the components, all of the data, how it flows, where it's going, where it's coming from, when it's coming from, like all these timing. It's just like quite literally city planning, architectural planning, understanding so many different aspects of design, nuance, and all these different elements. And I think moving forward, like with creating with these tools, that's what it's going to become. It's not about being the best coder or anything like that no more. That's finito. Like we obviously got this joint now, and these tools keep coming out, and so it's not going to slow down, in essence, or get easier in terms of being able to do things the manual way. Kind of like, it's funny, when I first was learning how to type, I used to be a one finger pecker typer. So I would do the one peck, and my input in a computer was abysmally slow because I was pecking one key at a time. Bop, 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 bop. You know what I mean? So versus once I actually learned to type, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like my input increased exponentially compared to one click at a time, you know, and not even utilizing the full digits. And that's kind of what you should think of AI tools as, another finger. So it's like, boom, you got another 6 finger now. What can you do with the extra finger over here? You know what I mean? You could sip your cup and do a little something. You start to get creative when you think about, oh, wait, I have 10 fingers on this hand now. What type of new utility does that give me? You know, what type of limitations does that create now? You know, because everything is going to have drawbacks, and there's going to be positives and negatives to every aspect. But in essence, when you are creating some of these projects and you're planning, you're having to hold a lot of things in your head. And so I like the idea of being able to offload some of that mental processing and planning, and having a coding partner who can anticipate what is coming in the project just by the direction that we're going at any active time, which is what I feel any competent AI companion, co-creator, co-author, anything like that should feel like. It should be a seamless process to where it gets out of the way and allows you to take the lead and just fills in the blanks. You know, it's like, if I'm headed in this direction, I want the AI system to ensure that the breadcrumbs are left, right? I don't want to worry about leaving the breadcrumbs. I just want to go because I want to be immersed in the journey. And I would like the AI or the agent to be concerned with the destination. So that way I can immerse myself in the journey, and the destination can be already taken care of. I don't have to worry about anything, right? I'm not going to worry about this huge technical debt that I didn't consider because the agent had already considered that destination based upon the journey and the route we were headed. And that, to me, is true synthesis, true elevation of the current paradigm. Because currently, again, everything is happening in your own head. You have to translate either by voice, by input, or some other means. You have to get all the context from here, from this machine to this machine. And so it's the translation layer and the data loss and the signal integrity that becomes a key component when working with these tools and working with these systems. So without further ado, let's jump into it. Welcome to Claude Code. Okay. I like oh yeah, let's go light text. Yeah, let's go light text. Hey, okay. Yep, okay. All right, so I might have to pause for a second if I just put in my API. All right, 1 second. Okay, cool. So it actually had a beautiful authorization screen. It was just a one click because I'm already signed into my Claude account. So it pulled it up. I did the authorize, simple, and now it says you're all set up. So it is built according to API usage, which makes sense. But here's what I'm thinking. This seems like immediately I'm thinking, oh, this like cuts off Cursor, because effectively this, to me, Cursor was the best IDE in terms of integrating these tools and being able to understand the entire code base. For example, the chat of Cursor could go through the entire code base context and then create contextually aware, like where is this in the code base, or the same things that was mentioned on the Claude Code overview. So like this is like, to me, that's like the bread and butter of Cursors. Like, honestly, I don't have a reason to use Cursor anymore if this is as good as I'm believing it to be. And here's the thing, is like Sonnet 3.5 was already amazing for code. Like, nothing has come close to it. Like, I often think of it, and it's funny because I was thinking about this the other day, where it's that scene in the Game of Thrones where they're trying to escape, and it's like Bran and the others, and there's like a bunch of night walkers coming after them. They run through, and Hodor is the last one left holding up the door. He, he's boom, sturdy on that joint. And so he get up on that door, and he don't let them White Walkers through, you know what I'm saying? So they can escape. And so that's kind of how I see Claude 3.5. Sonnet was like Hodor. He was holding that door. He was holding it down with the coding, because no other model, even the next premier top of the line model, was coming out, boom, 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 but nothing was coming close in terms of coding. And I could feel it, because that's the one thing that nobody can quantify. And it's like it's almost like a vibe check for the AI, right? And everybody feels it. You can feel the vibe of different AIs, but there's no way to quantify it. There's no way to turn it into an objective set of rules or characteristics that could yield any sort of insightful data, because the very nature of a vibe is fluid. And so in order to crystallize something, to turn it into a form where you've captured a snapshot of it, right, that would require a fundamentally different level of understanding, basically. But just the idea that Cursor now would have to, because again, they're obviously going to have access to this API, and they'll be able to, integrate it, and it'll probably make Cursor better in a lot of ways, if that potentially could be integrated. But to me, just not knowing enough about it yet, because again, just came out, but with that, I think it will be interesting to see the response from Cursor now that this exists. And again, like the fast requests with Cursor, I found that like when I was working heavy, I would hit those joints in like 2 days. I would hit my 500 fast requests in 2, maybe 3 days. And that was supposed to last for the month. So, and then I just did the pay as you go. So I would either add another top up, which would be like another either 20, or just per billing. I think it's like 40 cents depending on the AI model used. The pricing varies, but I was essentially just mitigating with the API, which is kind of the same thing. So that's why it's going to be very interesting to see, in essence. Okay. Boom. Can make mistakes. That's fine. We know. Okay. Start in your project directory. Files are automatically added to context when needed. Fire. Use Claude Code as a development partner. Get help with file analysis, editing, bash commands, and Git history. Bussin'. Be specific as you would with another engineer. The better the context, the better the results. Okay. Do you trust this? Yes. Okay. Creative Claude with MD. In it. Let me see. Well, I say we need a restart, but I don't know if I need to restart the whole terminal. I'm assuming. I'll try to restart it right after. Please analyze this code base to identify. Damn. So it said run initialization to create a CLAUDE.md. I wonder if it's going through and doing like a mapping, like a tree mapping or something like that, to where it's examining the code base, mapping and modeling out the relationships and putting it into like a single kind of working file or something like that. Because I don't know, we'll see what the CLAUDE.md file is, but okay, let's see. CLAUDE.md, Neo Scythe development guide. Okay, that's a scheme. Okay, yeah. Claude, okay, code style, SwiftUI, yep, Swift data top, alphabetically ordered, yep. Use structs for model, yep, class, Pascal case, yep, camel, yep. Observable, yep, Rate localized, MVM. Do you want to create yes and don't ask again? Yes, just do yes. Schlepping? Okay, created with build commands for the following file. Preferred naming styles. Okay, so I'm gonna quit it. Oh, I cannot quit. Okay, here we go. And then I'm gonna come back up in this joint, and then I gotta do C directory. Oh damn. Oh, come on. Get this out of the way. Oh, don't tell me I can't open no damn file. It's an app there. I'm gonna have to get the hell out there. What the hell? I'm about to say, I know you're lying. Alright, and so we're gonna do Claude. What's up, Claude? Alright, welcome to Claude Code. Boom. So see if I put this on this side. Let's do Neo Scythe. We'll put this on that side. And then I will build this. So I think, what did I need to do? I think the next step was I needed to integrate the loading. Or let's see if we could do a stage all the changes and commit. Let's see. There go Mac Whisper ain't working again. I gotta restart Mac Whisper real quick. Alright, let's see. Exit that. We said we're gonna do Neo Scythe. Here it goes. So here's Neo Scythe. So basically I got it set up to where this is your settings. You just pop in Firecrawl key. You can get the key real quick right here. Take you straight to the Firecrawl. Same thing for the documentation. The default configuration is basically the default settings, the same as if you were to go to Firecrawl and just pop in a link and just run it default. That's the exact match settings. You can create your own custom presets, and this allows you to change the API settings. So all of these are basically the API settings that are available. And so real easy, simple toggle, and you set it by just clicking over here and selecting it. And then once you select it, you would paste the link in. So like, say for example, if I took this link and then we paste it here, and then we do start scraping. Oh, I guess we cannot do X. Let's try this docs. So we do start scraping. Scraping in progress. And then boom. So it loads up here. So that's what I gotta fix. I want to figure out if we can fix the deal for the screenshots, the image aspect ratio. Yeah, that was what it'd be called. So currently you can copy the content works. You can copy the URL, or you can open a browser and you can copy as markdown. And then like if I just open up a new notes, then they got, yeah, right up in there. So alright, so probably save that. We don't need that right now. Oh my god, this shit tripping. Hold on. I'm sick. V6. Shut that down immediately. Alright, computer's cooking right now. Okay, so we got that going. Hop back over here. How does the wait? Dang, it don't work. How does the current code base handle image aspect ratios and displaying them in the history view? Alright, let's see. I always want to hear the thank you. Alright. Synthesizing, doing its thing. I'll examine Okay, look like we got some. Man, yeah, this is look just like, talk about like the chat feature on Cursor. Alright, so it's doing this thing. It's it's searching through, it's looking for it. Okay, boom. So 9 tool uses, 21. Okay. Code base handles and displays them consistently across views using custom aspect ratio on CD side, calculates proper dimensions while maintaining proportions. Fit 3, 2, 1 time, smart caching that resizes. Okay, Can you, can you generate a commit message for all the current unstaged changes, then stage all the changes and commit? Let's see. It's doing this thing. Okay, do you want to proceed? Yes, and don't ask again. Let's see what that do. I think that's like a yellow mode. Yes, and don't ask again. Let's see. Okay, generated with Claude Code. That's cool. Do you want to proceed? Yes. So let's see. So okay, so successfully created commit, implements comprehensive screenshot handling, full screen, all files, features handling branch. Okay. So let's see now. Okay. It did it. It got it in there. Bro, that alone right there, that's fire, because that's one of the only reasons I was using Cursor was to generate my commit messages. Because yeah, I sometimes I get so lost into just, I get into the zone and I get to coding and I forget to run the commits, and so it's like in my brain it's like, okay, I gotta save. Commit is like saving the game, you know, so that way you have your progress in that save state. But I forget sometimes when I'm in the zone and I'm just like, you know what, it's fine. But I'll run into an issue or an error, and then it's like Git will save you just so many times. Like once I learned versioning, for a while I literally had no clue how to use versioning, and that just wrecked my entire process every single time, because every time I would try to pick up something or get a big project going, then I would run into an issue and I would try to troubleshoot, and then I would create a mess of the code, and then there was just no way to untangle it once it got to that point, because it's just like, all right, this is too much, you know. So but that's fire. I'm gonna pull up the Claude desktop. Yo, okay, hold on. Claude can extend its thinking for complex tasks like math and coding. Try extended thinking. You will now be using extended thinking. 3.7. Okay, so 3.5 is gone. We only got haiku for the secondary. So 3.5 looks like it's gone. Well, I mean, it's still in here. But even Opus. Interesting. I wonder if they combine them joints or merge them. Okay, so we still got our MCP tools. We still got that going. Okay, let's do this. Let's load up the project. Let's do Neo Scythe. Alright, so I'm gonna get everything off of here except for these screenshot guides. That way I can put in the screenshot stuff and have it examine. Wait, that's new. GitHub is new. That's fire. Boy, yeah, authorize that. Come on. Oh, that's fire. Hold on. Because now they could. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, yeah. Nah. Cooked. They cooked with that. So, I was working on the design system in GitHub to where. Oh, my God. What the hell?